Hello, hello everybody. Hello, hello, long time no see. I am back in my kitchen. I was gone for a little while on a little mini vacation with my family and extended family, but I am back and kind of got my house in order and back on track to be able to be here and serve you guys and start talking about food again from my kitchen, which, you know, I just love to do. So I'm kind of just gonna let a couple people come on and then we'll dive into what we're talking about, which is spiced up nuts. I mean, who doesn't love a good nut, right? But you know what, guys, sometimes it's boring. Nuts can be kind of boring and bland, especially if you eat them on a daily basis, right? So I'm actually kind of watching this screen too because I have really bad eyes. I'm old and I want to be able to see if anybody is asking questions and things like that. Okay, so I can see this screen just a titch better. So I've got my little, I think my computer over here, I have no idea how to do that. I know you can, and sometimes I'm technology challenged. How about that? Anyway, so we are going to be talking today about nuts. Yay! I don't know, Liz, you can tell me how I can see myself here and see all the messages. Anyway, okay, so today we're going to be talking about nuts and the amazing benefits. I've done a little bit more research on nuts. I've always loved them and I've always known in my brain how absolutely amazing they are. And what I love is that they just come from nature. We can't make a nut. Like, we're not making nuts. And I love that they just come right from nature and they're just there for us to enjoy. You know, God just gave these wonderful things to us to enjoy. So, but they do get boring, like I talked about, especially my kids too. They're just kind of like, oh, I'm tired of this or that. So we're just going to mix it up and spice it up. And it's a super easy thing to do. You can double and triple. You can do all sorts of different things with this. You can mix what kind of nuts you want to do, and that's perfectly fine too. I'm going to talk about a couple of my favorite nuts. I just can't, anyway, I can't help myself sometimes. Anyway, a couple of my favorite nut brands and types that I really enjoy and why. And you know what, if you don't like that kind, no big deal. You can completely swap any of the nuts that I'm particularly using with other ones, or cut them in half, or whatever your heart may want to do on that front. So I'm going to get started with simple. This is so crazy simple. So number one is picking out what nuts that you guys want to do. And I'm doing some lovely walnuts. I love walnuts. And so I'm just doing a 1 cup of walnuts and dumping it in a mixing bowl to start. Okay, so we're going to be putting some stuff in to toss it all together. Also, I have my oven preheating right now at 350. You can do 325 to 350, okay? If you have a hotter oven, run it lower, okay? I have cashews. My kids are just insanely in love with cashews. So I have cashews. I'm going to dump that in. I only did, and that's a cup, and I only did a half a cup of almonds because my kids are not huge almond lovers. I still want them to eat it, and I'm not as much either. I like them, but they're not like my favorite. So I'm just going to do a half a cup of those, okay? Again, you can sub out pistachios, pecans, or peanuts. Here's my favorite part is seeds. I know I'm talking about nuts, but seeds are so amazingly beneficial, you guys. The more research I've done on this, the amazing, all the nutrients within these seeds is just absolutely amazing. All right, so I'm going to dump in. These are just raw pumpkin seeds. My goal with seeds and nuts in general is try and get them raw and not in a roasted state. I had to use some roasted ones, like the almonds are roasted, mainly because that's what I had on hand. And so I want to use what we've got. And same goes for you. Use what you got. But when you go to buy new and you're wanting to make something, definitely buy them raw, because sometimes when you buy them roasted, they're at a higher temperature, take some of the nutrients out, and we don't want to do that. We want to keep them as close to their original state as possible. But we need to do something to them. To eat raw nut is kind of unfortunate sometimes. If you've ever had the pleasure to eat them raw, sometimes they do taste a little off. So we're going to be roasting them in the oven is basically what we're going to be doing, and giving them some yummy flavor. So you don't need them to be roasted. Like I said, whatever you have on hand, just do that. Okay, internet, yay! Oh, internet. Okay, so original state as possible is what we're gonna do. So I've got my mixture in here. One of the things I want to tell you guys about with pumpkin seeds especially is how absolutely nutrient dense that they are. They have a ton of micronutrients from magnesium to copper and zinc. So super duper great. These little teeny, just little teeny seeds are just packed with nutrition, and I just absolutely love that. Just love that. Also, you have some anti-inflammatory properties as well with that, and I, of course, love that too. One of the fun things I love about walnuts, and the reason I use walnuts is, really, if you look at them, I'm going to kind of come around and want you guys to see, and I know all of you probably seen a walnut, but what does it look like? It looks like a little, like a half a brain. And here's what's so great, is that it looks like a brain because it helps your brain. It actually has a ton of omega fatty acids, both 3 and 6. All of this stuff does. That's what's so beautiful. Really across the board, all of these wonderful nuts and seeds have these nutrients that our body needs, whether it be healthy fats, polyunsaturated fats, polyunsaturated fats, and antioxidants, and the omega-3s that help our brain and help our heart, help our skin. There's just so much nutrients within just this little teeny little thing. It's just amazing. I love it. And the oils in it, it's just great. Okay, so that is and there's also fiber. So literally the snack is just an all-encompassing whole body. Just the whole body loves it and understands it, and everything that we're going to put in this, the body recognizes. So it's just absolutely awesome. Okay, no need to do trail mix. This is kind of our trail mix substitute. Okay, so let's move on. We are going to go to our seasonings now. Now I'm using sea salt, and I just have it here in my bowl. Actually, it's a pink Himalayan sea salt or just plain sea salt. You can use whichever you wish. And I'm doing actually about a teaspoon, not quite, about 2/3 of a teaspoon. If you tend to like things a little saltier, just add a little more, really, it's okay. But if for some reason you bought something that was already pre-salted and you're going to use that, just cut back on the salt a little bit, okay? You can always add salt after it's cooked, just so you guys know you can do that. Okay, next one we're going to do is cinnamon. This is kind of a fun, we're going off the salty sweet thing, okay? Hold on one second. Of course, my reception's weak. Salty sweet thing is going to be going on here, okay? All right, so I'm going to do a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, all right? Just dump that right in. You don't need to do anything special other than just dump. We're going to do cayenne as well, so yay, that's always fun. This is the little kick. This is the kick up. If you really love it spicy, you can put a half a teaspoon, but I just do a 1/4 of a teaspoon, and that is plenty for our family, and we do like things spicy. Okay, and then a little bit of garlic powder. That actually adds some, just gives it some more dimension, which we love. And there's that. Okay, now those are just the seasonings that we're using. So now we're going to add in what's going to kind of bind it. And that is a little bit of avocado oil. We're going to add that in. And raw honey. I've got my tablespoon actually right over here pre-done. Raw honey, always raw. You guys know how I feel about honey. You don't want to get it highly processed because that takes all of those lovely nutrients out, the medicinal properties, all the goodness out. What's really great too, you guys, about nuts and seeds is they have, if you're diabetic or you know somebody who is diabetic, it has a really low, they have a low glycemic index, which means your blood sugar doesn't spike up and down a lot. When a high glycemic index means that when you eat it, your blood sugar shoots up, okay, to be able to process it. Where if it's a low glycemic index, your blood sugar stays more stable, which is what you want, just in general, to be really honest, as well as diabetics. So I'm going to dump this, just 1 tablespoon of avocado oil. That's our monosaturated fats. So we really are covering all of our really healthy fats with this recipe. All right, so now it's just time stir it up. That's it. It's so darn easy. This, you guys, not going to make a ton. It makes about, let me look at the side, about 4 cups. But with my family, you're going to see in a minute the finished product. And I tried to tell them, don't eat anymore. I got to do this video tomorrow. You know, they just kept eating it. It's kind of addictive. And again, we're going on the salty sweet thing. You can double and triple this as well, and that would work perfect. But gosh, to be honest, this is so easy. So the next step, you guys, is making sure that you have some kind of baking sheet. You can use stoneware. I do use parchment paper. It's just easier to slide off and clean. I'm all about wanting to make it clean. So this is just what it looks like, you guys. You just got it all mixed together. Simple, simple, easy, easy, all right? And I'm just gonna dump it across like this. And these make great, if you're always looking for new Christmas gifts or housewarming gifts to give to people who either just moved in the neighborhood or it's the holidays or you're coming for Thanksgiving or Christmas, this is a great thing to bring because everybody loves nuts and it's got such a sweet, lovely sweet spiciness to it. All right, so parchment paper, boom, is right here. I'm just gonna look and see if I have any questions real quick. All right, so that's what it looks like, you guys, all right? And I'm just gonna put this in. It doesn't really stick together really bad. I know your question might be, you know, gosh, does it stick together? And it really does not. Oh, okay, very good question. I love that question from Alexis. If you're allergic to avocado, you can use either a coconut oil, but that's not it's not a liquid. So you can use olive oil because we're not cooking this at a really high temperature. Avocado oil, or excuse me, olive oil will be absolutely fine for that because we're not, we're not frying with it. You're only cooking at about 350, 325. Okay, so that would be perfectly fine. I'm just gonna, honestly, guys, I'm gonna put that in the oven, and I'm not gonna stand here and talk the whole time while it cooks. So pretend that's in, and then magically it comes out. Honestly, it slides right off the parchment paper. So winner, winner there, right? Winner, 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 winner. Now this is what's left. This is so pathetic. This is what's left, and I made this yesterday, of the mixture. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of pick it up. I did use more almonds last time, and I'm not a huge almond fan, so again, I just adjusted. And again, for you guys, if you need to adjust, you adjust next time. There's no perfect with this, but yeah, it does crumble, and it is so salty sweet. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Does anybody else have any questions? All I do is airtight container. You can keep it out for about a week or so. If you want to keep it longer, just put it in the fridge. It'll just last a little bit longer. It's really a freshness thing more than anything. Honey is at room temperature. There's nothing you've done to this to make it need to be refrigerated other than you want to keep it fresh. Okay? So, does anybody else have any questions? I know I talked a lot about just the wonderful benefits of the nuts and the seeds together. Another way to add this into your snack, if you want like an apple with it, I lots of times will eat a nut with a fruit. They help balance each other, especially when you're eating a fruit. There's a lot of sugar in fruit. It's good, it's natural sugar, but it's still sugar. So I always like to try and either have a peanut butter with it or a nut, and my kids too, or a cheese, something with it to help to actually balance it out. That's an important thing, and my husband just came on. Anyway, so that's what we're talking about today, and this is going to be up on my website. It's actually, I just finished getting it all on the blog and ready to go, and so go take a look. I'm going to be posting it as well. Be sure to keep track. I'm going to be back next week with another Facebook Live and probably more information coming up soon on an online cooking course that I'm going to be doing. It's coming up very, very soon. Very, very soon, and I'm super duper excited about it. So make sure to either like or comment. You can send me a message and I will put you on I'm kind of interested in that list. Also, my newsletter is going to be coming out very, very soon. That's going to be all about chicken. How exciting is that? I know it doesn't sound exciting, but chicken. Everybody wants to know how to cook chicken and different ways to do that. So we're going to be talking about that in my newsletter. So if you're not a part of the Real Food Diaries community, you want to make sure to either message me, like me, comment this. comment on this video, and I will be sure to reach out and get your email, and we'll get you added onto the list. And as always, if this has been beneficial to you, I would absolutely love it if you shared it with others. You guys know that I'm all about sharing. If you don't know, you don't know kind of situation. And people are always looking for real food snacks and ways to be able to feed their people well and feed themselves well. So feel free to share. And I hope you guys have an amazing week. And we will see you next week, Facebook Live.